So for today, I'm just going to do a live breakdown of at least of the intro and like the main rhythm. And then in a next stream that's going to be happening next week, I'm going to do the first solo of it. So let me just show you what I got. I got the backing track lined up. So anyway, so here is the first lick. So the first lick that you play is this one. So this intro, by the way, starts on basically the turnaround of the song, which happens quite often, and which is basically your B7 chord going to the A7 chord and then going to the E chord, right? And basically what you're playing here is your B triad. So you're playing with your middle finger. You're playing G8, then B7 with your index finger to E7. And you slide in all the way from fourth position. So then what you do is you play B10 with your ring finger. And you give it like a microtone bend there. So... and then you land on index finger 7 again. So then you get this little bit. So what you do is you play ring finger on 9 of your E string, then index finger 7, hammer on 8, pull up. So, and then you get that bend on 10 again to 7 on E. So, and then we get 10, 7 on your B string. So, like that. So, the second riff is on the A chord, and it's kind of similar. So you start again on 4 and now you slide towards 6. So you have that A triad here. So we get from 4 to 6 a slide, then 5 on B, 5 on E, right? But it's more than that. So you have the slide and then you play both the B and the E, and then you play B and E, and then you get this bit. So you get 7, 6, 5. So that little chromatic run there. 7, 6, 5 on E, and then that bend on B in 8. Sorry. So bend on B, and then index finger E5. So you get... right? And then we get a very quick grace note slide from, I guess, pretty much anywhere towards second position of the G string. So pull off, and then you play second of D, and then second of G and B. Basically playing your A chord there, right? So I get... so when you put them together, you get this. Right? So then we get into the next bit, and there you land into just a normal E chord. So, right? So normal E, all open. Then you play G, B, and E open. And then you slide into this here. So that is middle finger on B3 and ring finger on G4. And you also add that, that is open. So like this. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? So you get like that. Then you get again a slide, a grace note slide from 4 to 2, pull off to open, and then ring finger on 2nd of D. So, and then you sort of turn that into your E chord again, and you play G, B, and E string like that. So we get. Okay, then you play the open A string, hammer on in first, and then 2nd position of A, and you play that twice. So, right? Then you play open G, B, and D, hammer on, ring finger in 2nd, and then playing open E. E chord. Okay, so from the start, so 3, 4. All right. Now, here we get into a section of the song that that I used a couple of live versions for. And let me explain to you why. So the thing is that it was very hard to hear what it was. I do use the stem splitter on Logic, so I can sort of separate the tracks a little bit. And on the studio version, this bit, so it just like it's almost just percussion. There is hardly any harmony. However, when you listen to his live versions, then there is harmony. So for this tutorial, I will be using more of the live versions than I do of the studio versions. If you want to sort of play it more true to the studio version, then it's pretty much just like it's almost all percussive. I can actually let me play that for you. We'll skip that. We'll go here. Right? Isn't that crazy? And now the everything starts and everything is very audible. I thought that was, to me, that was kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. And then in the live versions, you do have the real sounding chords, of course. So because I couldn't really figure out at all like what those chords really are, I decided to go for the live stuff. Okay, so that's a very long-winded explanation to something very simple, but and there it is. So when you have what I think is that it's live, he plays open, sort of D, G, and B, then ring finger goes flat on D, G, B in 2nd, back to open, and then just an E chord. So. Two, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then it keeps on going. And then in the last time you get this part. And this is sort of like what I believe is just a B7 chord. And then it goes into the rhythm bit. This B7 is with ring finger in on G, B, and E in 2nd position, index finger in 1st of D, and middle finger on 2nd of A. So this is a B9 chord. And then it goes into the rhythm part. Now the rhythm part is really nice. So it starts off with a pickup. So that is open D, G, and B. Then we get 3 and 4 on the E string. And then it's at first what seems like your standard. It sounds like that, but there is a slight variation in there. So what he does is he plays the second position of the D string. So it's all with open A. So it's second position. So then ring finger 4, then open D and A, right? So, and then he does it again, but then it's open G and D. So you get. Now there are some slight variations in there, but that's pretty much what he does. But I also want to show you something that I saw in a live version when he was playing this same thing, which I thought was very interesting. So what he does is, instead of doing like down, up, 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 he doesn't do that. So apparently what he does is he does down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, like that. Which I thought was really, really cool. So let me show you like with both hands in view. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And then then it goes to the next section. I'm gonna play through first that intro right until there, but I'm gonna do that with a drum track. Okay. Two, three, four, 1, 2, 3. Two, three, and then you get to do. Anyways, you get the idea. So let's see if I can show you what I mean with those triads. So, I'm just using triads. Right? So for me, I mean, it's not that the other thing doesn't work. I mean, you use all of it, obviously. But the cool part is that if you know your triads, you can really outline your chords, and in a way, sort of your solo can start a little friendlier. I have a feeling that I don't know, when you really want to rip like a ripping solo, you would switch to your pentatonic stuff. But for like those nice little melodies, you have those other things. It's the same with major pentatonic. So you could also use major pentatonic. Gives you a few more flavors to play around with, which would sound something like this. I could play on forever, but this is just, so this was a mix of pretty much everything. But you can get all those sweet spots. You can't get them without outlining the chord at some point. It is where those chords are really close together. So, for instance, in your if you have your A7 chord and it goes to the D7, there's two spots where the chords are like a half step apart. So that is when you have your minor 7, which goes to the third on the D7 chord, and the major third of the A7 going to the 7th, the flat 7 of the D7 chord. And even if you just try to find those spots, you've got a fantastic sounding something. Let me just show you those, like in a very schoolish way. So. You probably heard where it was going before it happened. And now it goes to you get the idea. So it's to me it's oh, thanks, Ty. Yeah, that's well, you saw me this morning. I mean, you did some really nice playing yourself. But yeah, it is about finding those places. And to get back to the what is it, to Stevie Ray Vaughan, like I think like those, even though they're like an intro lick, you can use it in these improvisations. Those are great building blocks to create your own solos with. At least that's what I think. I think like one of my students, that kid who plays, what is it? Also this song that we did today, Honeybee, but he plays Scuttle Button and another one. And right now we're working on grabbing just the licks from the solos from these things and then altering them a little bit and sort of making them your own and using them as bits of solo or to create your own solo with. And it's a super fun way to be a little bit more creative with the material that you're learning, because basically, if you study Stevie Ray Vaughan or B.B. King or Albert King or any King, you're just building your lick library. But in order to really make that lick library your own, you need to apply it. You need to be creative with it and check this out and see how this works and see how that works. And, I make mistakes, make tons of mistakes. So, yeah. So I don't know if anyone has any requests or questions. I'm open to them. And otherwise I'm going to see if, the chocolate chip muffins are done, because my wife was baking some for the kids tomorrow, but maybe I can have, wait a second. Maybe I can have one as well. Toxicity. SOAD. All right. Well, I'm going to see what that is. SOAD. Toxicity. Is that like a really difficult thing to play? Oh, System of a Down. Oh, of course. Yeah, I know that stuff. I'm not really sure if it is in line with today's live stream. That's more of a all right, I'll put it on too. Yeah, and it's drop something. I know this one. Yeah, it's a cool tune. But I'm going to save that one for another day. Anyways. Yeah, drop D. Yeah, so the tricky bit about this one, this guy has a floating tremolo. So if I start doing it to drop D, then it's going to go all out of whack. I love this guitar, but keeping it tuned is a hell of a job. So I still need to fix it, put a maglog in it. Not sure if anybody knows what that is, but a maglog is from the guys who do the Super V tremolo systems, which are great tremolo systems that you can fit onto any Strat. Maybe I'll fit this one with that, but I think first I'm going to try the maglog and see if that holds everything nicely in place, so everything stays nicely in tune. And if it doesn't, I'll probably swap this thing out for a Super V system, because I have them on my PRS and that system works pretty well. Yeah, it was a chaotic live stream. I feel I actually am quite happy because there's more people turning up than I expected. So next week I will likely do a live stream also at 8:15. Possibly that one is going to be more chaotic because I teach all day. I started early this morning, and today I was done a little early, but next week I'm going to teach all the way through to 8 o'clock. So when I tune in at 8:15, I'm going to be fried, and you're going to notice, but that's all good. So next week at 8:15, Thursday, I'm going to do the next bit for Stevie Ray Vaughan. And if you have any other ideas for tunes, then I'm happy to to check it out and see what we can do. You're in Poland and you're, oh my God, that's really early. That's really, well, that shows like how much. So did you already get up, or you haven't gone to bed yet? Because there's a difference between those two things. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyways, so I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to wish you all a great weekend ahead. And yeah, the tablature for this whole thing is on my Patreon page in case you want it. But yeah, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.